Welcome to today's deep dive.
Yeah,
You ready to explore mindsets?
absolutely. I think it's a fascinating topic.
Yeah, those beliefs we all have about, our abilities.
Yeah.
If you've ever said like, "Ugh, I'm just not a math person,"
Oh, yeah,
that's our mindset talking.
it is.
And getting to understand them can really change how we face challenges and ultimately how successful we are.
Well, and what's so interesting is that so much of this is happening kind of under the surface.
Oh, totally.
We're not even aware of how our mindsets are shaping our decisions and actions every day.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a great mix of resources for this deep dive.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at Carol Dweck's work.
Of course.
She's like the pioneer of mindset research.
Absolutely.
And also some really cool articles that apply this concept to different areas of life.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how these theories play out in real life situations.
Totally. Okay, so
Yeah, fact.
first things first,
Yes.
what is a mindset?
You can think of it kind of like a mental filter. It's a collection of beliefs that you hold about yourself and your abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And these beliefs actually shape how you see the world, how you interpret your experiences, and how you respond to challenges.
So it's not just about having a positive or negative outlook. It's a little deeper.
Yeah, it's more fundamental than that.
Yeah.
It's about whether you believe your abilities are fixed or whether they can grow and develop over time.
And that leads us perfectly into the two main types of mindsets.
Yes.
Growth mindset and fixed mindset.
Exactly. And you can think about it this way. Someone with a growth mindset views their abilities as a muscle.
Okay.
The more they use it, the stronger it gets.
I like that.
So they're not afraid of challenges
Mm-hmm.
because they see them as opportunities to learn and improve.
Makes sense.
But someone with a fixed mindset, they might believe that their intelligence or their talents are just predetermined.
Okay.
So they might shy away from challenges because they're afraid of failing.
Right. And appearing, less capable.
Exactly. And that fear of failure can be really limiting.
It's like they're stuck in this box limited by their own beliefs.
Now, a lot of people think that people with fixed mindsets are just unmotivated.
Right.
But that's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
They can be very driven, but their motivation often stems from a need to prove themselves,
Oh, okay.
to kind of validate their existing abilities.
So they're not necessarily lazy.
Right.
They're just playing it safe.
Yeah, they're sticking to what they know they're good at.
Right.
And that works for a while, but eventually it prevents them from reaching their full potential.
That makes sense. This is where Carol Dweck's research comes in, right?
Absolutely.
She's like the queen of mindsets.
Yeah, her book, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success,
Mm-hmm.
is incredibly influential.
It is. And what I love about her work is she didn't just describe these mindsets.
Yeah.
She showed how they directly impact our lives, our achievements, even our relationships.
Yes.
And she has some amazing examples of how these mindsets play out. I read about this study with students and a really difficult puzzle.
Oh, yeah, the one with the children in the blocks.
Yes.
Fascinating.
The kids with the growth mindset, they were excited by the challenge. They kept trying different approaches, even when they couldn't solve it.
Right.
They saw it as a learning experience.
Yeah, and the kids with the fixed mindset, they would get frustrated really easily.
Right.
And some of them would even try to cheat.
Oh, wow.
Or they would look for someone who did worse than them on the test to make themselves feel better.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, it really highlights the contrast in how they approach these challenges.
It seems like people with a fixed mindset are so focused on proving their worth that they miss out on the actual learning.
That's a key takeaway from Dweck's work.
Yeah.
It's not just about being naturally gifted.
Yeah.
It's about how you approach learning and challenges that truly makes a difference.
And she debunks a lot of the myths around talent and intelligence, right?
Yes, like the idea that we're born with these fixed abilities.
All right.
Science is actually showing us that our brains are incredibly adaptable,
Okay.
thanks to something called neuroplasticity.
Okay, so break that down for us.
Yeah.
What is neuroplasticity?
It's essentially the brain's ability to rewire itself,
Wow.
to form new connections and pathways throughout our lives.
So that means that we can continue to learn new things even as adults.
Exactly. It's never too late to learn and grow.
That's so hopeful.
Yeah, and it ties directly into the idea of a growth mindset.
Right.
If you believe that you can learn and improve,
Mm-hmm.
you're more likely to embrace those challenges and put in the effort to develop your abilities.
Okay, so we've got these two mindsets,
Yep.
growth and fixed. But we're not stuck with one forever.
That's the beauty of it. Mindsets are malleable.
Yeah.
We can actually shift them with conscious effort.
So how do we do that? How do we actually cultivate a growth mindset and get all the
Well,
benefits?
there are a number of strategies that we can use, and that's what we're going to explore next. So we've been talking about what mindsets are and how they affect us.
Right.
Now let's see how these ideas actually play out in real life.
Yeah, because it's one thing to talk about them, theoretically,
Exactly.
but seeing how they affect us in different areas,
Yeah.
our learning, our work, our relationships, that's where it gets really interesting.
So let's start with education.
Okay.
Let's say we have two students, both equally bright,
Mm-hmm.
but one has a growth mindset and the other has a fixed mindset.
Okay.
How do you think they would approach a really challenging assignment?
Well, the student with the growth mindset, I think they would see it as a puzzle to be solved.
Yeah.
They might even be excited, about the opportunity to stretch their abilities.
Absolutely. They're more likely to try different things,
Yeah.
experiment,
Right.
ask for help when they need it.
Right.
And they see mistakes as part of the process,
Mm-hmm.
not as a reflection of their worth.
Right. But the student with the fixed mindset, they might just shut down at the first sign of difficulty.
Yeah, they might think, I'm just not good at this and just give up.
Right.
And that's where things can get tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if they have the potential to succeed,
Yeah.
that fixed mindset can become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Oh, totally.
They avoid the challenges, they don't seek help,
Right.
and they end up limiting their own growth.
It's like the cycle of fear and self-doubt.
And Dweck's research actually found something fascinating here.
Okay.
Students with a growth mindset
Mm-hmm.
showed more activity in the brain regions that are linked to error processing and learning.
Oh, wow.
So they're literally wired to
Interesting.
learn from their mistakes.
So it's not just an attitude thing.
Right,
There's a
yeah.
neurological basis.
Exactly.
Wow.
And this applies not just to school, of course,
Right.
but to any learning environment.
Totally.
Picking up a new skill, starting a new job.
Okay, so speaking of jobs,
Yeah.
how do these mindsets play out in the workplace?
Well, imagine you're a manager.
Okay.
And you've got two employees.
Okay.
One embraces new challenges, seeks out feedback, is always looking to learn and improve.
Right.
The other one avoids anything outside their comfort zone, gets defensive when given constructive criticism,
Uh-huh.
sees their skills as fixed.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to be more successful in the long run?
The one with the growth mindset, for sure.
Yeah, it's not just about their skills.
Right.
It's about their attitude.
Total.
Someone with a growth mindset, they're not afraid to admit what they don't know.
Mm.
They see those setbacks as opportunities,
Yeah.
and they're always striving to get better.
That's got to be a huge asset in today's world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's essential for dealing with uncertainty,
Right?
adapting to new technologies,
Right.
and thriving in a competitive environment.
Okay, so we've covered education.
Yes.
We've covered work. What about our personal lives?
Wow.
Do mindsets play a role in relationships?
This is where it gets really fascinating. Because think about it.
Yeah.
Relationships require constant learning,
Right.
adapting and growing together.
Absolutely.
And how we approach those challenges,
Mhm.
how we communicate, how we
Mhm.
handle conflicts.
Mhm.
All of that is influenced by our mindset.
So someone with a fixed mindset in a relationship, they might be quick to blame their partner when things go wrong.
Yeah, they might see any criticism as a personal attack,
Oh, yeah.
or they might avoid difficult conversations
Yeah.
because they're afraid of upsetting the balance.
And maybe not willing to compromise
Right.
or put in the work to grow together.
Whereas someone with a growth mindset,
Yeah.
they would see those challenges as opportunities to make the relationship even stronger.
Right.
They'd be more open to feedback,
Mm-hmm.
more willing to try new things,
Yeah.
more committed to working through the issues together.
So even in love, it's not about finding the perfect person.
Right.
It's about having the right mindset to
Exactly.
work through those ups and downs.
It's about seeing your partner as a teammate, someone you can learn from and grow with,
I like it though.
rather than someone who's supposed to complete you or fix all your problems.
This makes me think about, we always talk about, fostering a growth mindset in kids.
Yeah,
But we should be doing the same for ourselves as adults.
absolutely. We tend to think of mindsets as being set in childhood,
Right.
but that's not true at all.
Yeah.
Neuroplasticity means that we have the ability to change our brains and our beliefs at any age.
So how do we actually do that?
That's the key question.
Yeah.
How do we shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset?
Give us the steps.
Well, there's some really effective strategies that we can use, and that's what we'll dive into next.
Okay, so give us the steps. How do we actually shift our mindset from fixed to growth?
Well, one of the most powerful things you can do is to start changing the way you talk to yourself, especially when you're faced with the challenge.
So like that little voice in our head.
Exactly the one that says, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough. If you catch yourself thinking that way, challenge those thoughts.
Okay.
Instead of saying, I'm not good at this,
Mm-hmm.
try saying, I'm not good at this yet.
I like that.
That little word yet. It opens up the possibility for growth
Right.
and reminds you that you're on a learning journey.
It's like giving yourself permission to not be perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another powerful strategy is to focus on the effort and the process of learning
Okay.
rather than just the outcomes.
Okay.
So instead of praising someone for being smart,
Mm-hmm.
praise their hard work, their persistence, the strategies they used.
Right.
This helps shift the focus from innate ability to something that they can actually control.
So instead of saying, you're so talented, you could say, wow, I'm really impressed with the effort you put into that.
Exactly. And it applies to ourselves, too.
Okay.
When we focus on the process, we're less likely to get discouraged when we hit those inevitable setbacks.
Because we're going to face challenges, we're going to make mistakes.
Of course, that's part of life.
So it's how we view those setbacks. That makes a difference.
It's about reframing.
Okay.
Instead of seeing failure as a sign that you're not good enough,
Right.
see it as valuable feedback.
Oh, okay.
Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or how could I do this differently next time?
It's like turning those failures into opportunities for growth.
Precisely. And this ties into another strategy, seeking feedback actively.
Oh, that can be tough.
It can be tempting to avoid it, especially when it's critical.
Yeah.
But it's one of the best ways to learn and improve.
And when we do get that feedback,
Yes.
it's important to be open.
Absolutely. Listen with an open mind, even if it's not what you wanted to hear.
Right. It's not about our ego. It's about learning.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And, all of these strategies are interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
It's about shifting our beliefs, changing how we talk to ourselves, being open to learning and growing.
And surrounding ourselves with the right people.
Yes. Surround yourself with people who have growth mindsets, people who challenge you, support you, and inspire you.
It's like creating this ecosystem for growth.
Exactly. Now, one more thing I want to mention.
Sure.
It's applying this growth mindset, not just to ourselves,
Okay.
but to society as a whole.
Oh, interesting.
We live in a world that often values instant gratification, effortless success, and perfection.
It's like that highlight reel.
Yes.
Huh?
On social media, it seems like everyone's successful except for you.
Yeah.
And that can lead to a lot of comparison, self-doubt, and even hopelessness.
Absolutely.
But what if we challenge those narratives? What if we celebrate the effort, the resilience, the messy journey of progress?
I love that.
What if we taught our kids that failure isn't the opposite of success,
Yeah.
but a stepping stone on the path to success?
Right.
Imagine the impact that would have if we all embrace the power of yet, if we believe that things can change, that progress is possible.
That's a really powerful thought.
And it begins with each of us choosing to cultivate that growth mindset, not just for ourselves, but for the world around us.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into mindsets, we hope this has given everyone listening some valuable insights and tools
Absolutely.
to unlock their potential and live a more fulfilling life.
And remember, it's never too late to start cultivating a growth mindset.
That's the beauty of it.
The power of yet is always within your reach.
Yeah.